Creativity to me is to think outside the box in a way which expands purpose and meaning. It is not something kept to painters and poets, but a quality that all people can possess and apply to daily life. Creativity is simply and foremost being willing to not only rethink an idea, but to have the tendency to apply it. Hands-on and being active with whatever I'm learning is the best way for me to keep that information and use it in the future. Even if it's something as boring or as simple as memorizing vocab, to rehearse it in a way that makes it fun or interesting to me and my interest is a sure way for me to think of them again when I need them. Creativity, if you define it broadly, is what gets me up every morning. The beauty of art and the appreciation of it inspire me wherever I go, and it is impossible to escape creative muses. People's ideas, whether they are in the arts or in innovations of technology and medicine, inspire me in my creativity to new ideas. There is a very sensitive balance between creativity and a more strict form of learning. As I described before, creativity is a process of thinking outside the box and exploring new ideas. But you can't explore a new idea if you don't first understand the concepts. In order to get the creative stages of learning, the student first needs to understand the subject itself. This doesn't mean, however, that the teacher can't be the creative one. A teacher, once they feel comfortable in what they are teaching, can apply the creativity to how they plan to introduce subjects to students, making it fun and interesting to them and also allowing for new methods of learning. In the simplest and most understandable version of creativity, I am an artist. I draw to be specific, and I think that would be a version of what people believe raw creativity to be. I paint, I write, and I perform music, but I think I am creative beyond that as well, or at least I hope so. I aspire to be a creative student, someone who can experiment with the way they learn and absorb information, and then I aim to be creative in applying what I learn. I enjoy it a lot. Absolutely, our life would not be how it is today without the creative mind. I think many children are taught to think widely. They are enticed to dream up crazy ideas in the classroom and not be afraid to ask questions. And I think this is a fantastic start. Where I'd like to see that go from here is to inspire children to apply those creative ideas and see them in action. I want to see children inspired to apply creativity outside their minds and beyond stories to create real living things. Absolutely. I think back sometimes to science fiction novels I've read where the author could only dream in their writing that such technology advancements like computers or cell phones could exist, and now we are in the age where they really are here. I believe that with each advancement we make in technology, someone new is inspired to outmatch that, and to outmatch that, they must reach the very limits of their creativity. I think it could be done pretty easy, at least with some careful consideration before it is implemented. We could change the way teacher-student relationships work to get more children to not be afraid to ask questions or apply their own ideas. I want children to be working creatively as soon as possible, to be approaching creative things as soon as possible, but in order to do that in the classroom, it first needs to be open and a safe place where children are not too afraid to speak. This extends beyond school as well. Yes, when you can imagine something, you are one step to building it. Imagination is like a blueprint waiting to be drafted. I can wake up in the morning and plan out my day step by step, and I can build up an idea for what I want to do in the future, how I want to write an essay, what perfect statement I'd like to use in a speech, what recipe would be the best way to go with what drink. The imagination is the play mat for intellectuals to use when building ideas. Every failure in my life has inspired a future great success. I never see a failure as something permanent, at least not in the way you would think of a scar. I think of it as essential, like a missing rung in a ladder. Now return thanks to the things I learned from that failure. Now I can continue up that ladder until I reach the next missing rung. For this reason, I think the failures as a form of success. I would never learn if I did not fail, and I would not succeed unless I knew first what failure was. Just as people appreciate good things more when contrasted with the bad, each failure makes success seem that much greater when it is finally achieved.